Oh, sweet salute to our veterans. Happy Veterans Day. And honor of our veterans who served in the armed forces, all branches of service. And happy Veterans Day to all the nation's veterans around the world as well. Happy Veterans Day. Veterans, welcome to the Veterans Day show, everyone. I, of course, Brett Cantrell, Apex Comics here, and our friend Doc Blaylock. Oh, good to
Fair
see you, sir.
winds
Yes.
following seas. Hey,
Yes, sir.
hear me out.
All right.
The Army has when the caissons come marching in.
Mhm.
The Air Force has Into the Wild Blue Yonder.
Yes.
Marine Corps, of course, has the Marine Corps hymn, and the
Right.
Navy has Anchors Away.
Yes.
Do you think Space Force is just using Star Wars theme as their music?
That's a good idea. Good thought about that. Yeah, Star Wars. Why not? Space Force. There's no hymn for the Space Force. I mean, it might as well be Star Wars
Or Star
or
Trek, the Star Trek
Star
theme song.
Trek.
Yeah, there you go. I just
Hey, Immortal.
it is Happy Veterans Day, and I guess that includes Space Force as well.
Yes.
Thank you for your whatever the hell it is you do.
Service, I guess. Hell, Darren Wagner. Happy Veterans Day to you. What else am I going to say? Happy Sad Day, Veterans Day. It's happy that we've served our country for our nation and keep it free. That's
What's up, Wagner?
Happy Veterans Day to Apex Comics and the Devil Doc.
Yes, thank you.
Hoorah!
Yeah,
hurrah!
Now the submarine service doesn't have their own like hoorah or whatever, because we just say shut the fuck up. We're trying to be quiet. Yes, exactly. We shush each other. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's your greeting.
The enemy knows where we are now. We're too loud.
Did you guys actually tape signs to the bulkhead that said "Think Quiet"?
Mostly by the time you go through all the training there, you have the mindset, but sometimes you get retards who make it through and then they have to be reminded and calibrated and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, once in a while, we had one sign that I'll never forget in sonar. It said, "Never forget that your equipment was designed and built by the lowest bidder."
Yes.
Yeah. True.
We always kept that in mind. And mind you, in the Fleet Marine Force, we always reminded ourselves that, hey, we got the shit the Army wouldn't even take.
All right.
We get the leftovers. Apex.
Yes.
Sailor, U.S. Navy, signalman, correct?
Signalman, yes. Third class petty officer signalman on USS Nimitz, CVN 68.
All right.
Stationed in Bremerton, Washington. when I first came into the service, we had a boot camp in Great Lakes, about 40 miles north of Chicago. It was cold. It was during the after September, it was around October. Stayed about 8 weeks there. 56 below windshield factor
No.
in the dead of winter. Yeah. So I experienced.
All right, I was San Diego.
Yeah. Well, you had it good.
In August. So we
it's hot.
We had 105, 110 degrees, but there was no humidity, so it wasn't all that bad. I'm from the deep south. We're used to the heat.
Right.
But I was going to say it. I stayed there for not only boot camp, but my other two schools. Right.
Yeah.
It rained like once the whole time I was there. It never rained.
Like that song, "It Never Rains in California."
Mm.
The girl also finally warn you.
So I shared this 2 little snippets, one on Facebook and one on Twitter. The one on Facebook says, and it's a true story.
Yeah.
You are so tired in boot camp. Let me explain this to you. I fell asleep while standing at parade rest for an inspection. Now, hear what I just said. I didn't like sleepwalk. I was there standing up and I fell asleep. And you're at parade rest, and when the inspecting officer comes in front of you, of course, you come to attention to be inspected.
Right.
Yeah, I came to with that feeling that someone's staring at you, you know. And I looked, and thank God, the inspecting officer had a sense of humor, and he just starts doing I come to attention. He starts doing the inspection, and he looks at me and he goes, "Got to tell you, that's a hell of a talent you got there." His head walked on. But then the other one was even worse. I'm in Hospital Corpsman School in San Diego. I lived off base because I was a newlywed, which tells you I wasn't getting a whole lot of sleep. And I'm walking to the Naval Hospital one morning, and I fell asleep while walking. Now, boys and girls, I didn't say I went sleepwalking. I fell asleep while walking and walked full speed into a lamp pole. Wham! And in my mind, I thought I had been hit by a bus. So I screamed, "Ah!" And it happened right outside the main gate to the Naval Hospital. So they were laughing their asses off. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's fatigue, boys and girls.
Yeah, that's true. Holy mackerel.
We had a guy who had a problem with falling asleep at the helm on Trepang, and so his conditioning, because you usually get 6 hours of sleep in between watch standings, and he didn't think that was enough, of course. But that fucker could probably dance all night and still be fine the next morning. So I mean, we knew it was all about willpower. He had to, when he wasn't standing at the helm, he had to stand up. And he was also delinquent in his qualifications, so he had to be reading a book. And he would fall asleep, and his head would go back and hit a pipe behind him, make a huge sound, and everybody would hear it and turn, and he'd be like, "What's up you're looking at?" You know. Everybody was just laughing at him.
Now I got to tell you, Darren, if I was doing your job, sitting there with headphones on, Darren was a sonarman in the silent service, and I'm going to tell you, man, I'd have gotten a dishonorable discharge because my ass would have fallen asleep sitting there with those headphones on and air conditioning, quiet.
Air conditioning, and sometimes the sound is very soothing. You know, you're hearing flow noise depending on how, the broadband stack is the one that has to be manned at all times, and that's so you're sitting there, and if depending on how fast the submarine is moving, all you're hearing is flow noise. You're going to use your eyes more than your ears at that point. You see something that looks suspicious, you move the tracker over it so you can hear it, and then you're listening intently. Yeah. But the coffee, and we didn't have it. There were no energy drinks back then.
Right.
So
right.
There was no Red Bull or Monster or any of that kind of shit. So coffee was your friend, and of course the coffee that in the submarine was again made by the lowest bidder. Boat ass is what we called it, boat ass. Yeah. And it was bitter and awful, and yet you needed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now Apex
Yes,
was on an aircraft carrier.
I
Oof,
was
yeah.
on
A
USS
whole
Nimitz.
different set of challenges. You're at sea forever.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah, we had like
Sorry.
45 straight days at sea without going to a port at one time.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of entertainment and on board the ships. We had our PX store there too.
How many days?
45 days straight, I think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm exaggerating. It seems
That
like
sounds
45
rough.
days.
That sounds real
I
rough.
think
You got a McDonald's on board, don't you? Yeah. Okay.
I wish.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish.
Some of them do. Some of them
Nowadays
do.
they might have one. I'm not sure if they do or not. I doubt it.
Just to give people that don't know a little bit of context.
Yeah.
All right, Darren's crew was probably around 100 on that sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically, the unit I rolled with was the biggest unit was a platoon, so that's like 40 guys.
Yeah.
The smallest unit I ran with was a squad, so T90 little group. That was my world. Apex, on the other hand, what was the crew on your ship?
We had like over 1,000 people. It was a lot.
Yeah.
But it was spread out though. It wasn't really.
Yeah, and I would imagine you never met everybody, did you?
No.
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 Well,
There's like
those
the radio team were there.
Yes.
And then we're part of the communications, and quartermasters were there too. So,
yeah. Those you said Nimitz, right?
Yeah.
The star of the final countdown. So I'm sorry. There's somebody across the street blowing leaves. If you're hearing that buzzing, that's me.
we're not
Hopefully,
hearing
it'll stop here in a
I
second.
don't hear anything.
Okay, great. But I think those crews can get up to 5,000 people, right? I mean, they got 4 reactors typically, at least three galleys, as I've heard. I mean, they have to.
Yeah, there's 3 galleys there. Yeah.
And there's
and
there's more than one command on board that ship.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's a base, is what it is. It's a mobile
It
base.
is. It's a floating base.
So the captain, this always confused me, Apex, and this had to have crossed your mind too.
Yeah.
By law and statute, the commanding officer of an aircraft carrier is a aviator,
Mhm.
not a sailor, an aviator.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
That's
they
got to
are
be a little bit
aviators.
scary that the old man driving the boat is used to flying a plane.
Yeah.
Those are a little bit smaller.
Well, they have to know the
Right.
laws of
Yeah.
the sea, of course, and
Right.
the equipment. They just fly like an airplane.
Yeah, but they're not raised
Yeah.
these sailors. It's time. They passed that law because as aircraft carriers were becoming a thing just before World War II,
Right.
the battleship community was all pissy about it. And they were like, well, if they're going to command aircraft carriers, they should at least be pilots, don't you think? And Congress went, yeah, that's a good idea. No, that was a terrible idea.
Well,
I give you Bull Halsey and Typhoon Cobra.
All right.
As an example.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
rich.
on those, first of all, you got to remember there's a 3-star admiral that's usually in command of an aircraft carrier, and Apex knows this. So,
Yeah.
and he's not the only admiral on board. So, I mean, somebody there, they surround themselves with plenty of sailors that can offer feedback.
Wait. Admirals are not commanding officers of the aircraft carriers; they're captains, full bird.
You
might have a flag fleet
Mhm.
admiral on board, embarked, but no, the CO's not an admiral. Is he? Apex?
I've
Huh?
I don't.
Go ahead.
It's been a while since
Let's
I've
let
been
the-
in service. So.
let's hear what the aircraft carrier sailor says.
I'm calling bullshit on that one. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, the captain is in charge of the whole.
Yeah, it's
whole ship.
the reason a flag
Regardless.
officer is called a flag officer is because he's not a commanding officer. Look, Darren's Google searching it. When I'm right, Darren, I need you to say, Doc, as usual, you were correct.
Okay, let's see.
And they're typing away. What would it say? Let's say hello to the chat. Of course, we got Alfonso Raleigh. Heyo, and Saboteur Comics. Hello.
What's up?
Immortal Rising. Thank you for being here. Happy Veterans Day. Saboteur Comics game.
I'm going to put this in the
Caleb
most
Reynolds.
clever.
Scarlet
Big
Fever.
Caleb, Scarlet. What's going on,
Yeah.
Scarlet?
See ya. Yeah. All Right.
You see, what I'm here for is to support the wisdom of the doc, and I fulfill my duty selflessly. And so, yes, the commanding officer of the ship is usually of the aircraft carrier is usually a captain by rank, an 06. However, his boss is also there with him, and that's the 2-star admiral I was referring to. So, for example, in the Final Countdown, Kirk Douglas was the senior
commander.
officer on the fleet commander, and so I don't remember who played the captain, but
Is it James Ferrantino? I think.
Might have been, yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of discrepancy. And a lot of civilians don't get this. The idea that captain is informal for the commanding officer, but it's also a rank in that service.
Right.
So, for example, when Montgomery Scott introduced himself as Captain Montgomery Scott in an episode of TNG, some people look at that and go, "Well, he had his own ship." No, he was just pay grade, and yeah. So,
and likewise, in the Navy, a guy who has the rank of lieutenant commander or commander might be called captain because he's the commanding officer of a ship.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the smaller ones.
Little
especially
confusing. A little confusing.
Attack submarines. Their commanding officers are usually of commander rank, so you can call them captain. I had one commanding officer that didn't like being called captain because he was a commander, and
Skipper.
If you called no, if you called him just call him CO. But if you called him a captain, he would refer to you by one rank higher than your rank. So just to let you know softly that
he
you
was
made
an
a mistake.
Asshole.
Kind of, he was not my favorite.
He
wasn't my favorite. He wasn't my favorite. Yeah.
You call the old man the old man. You call him Skipper.
Yeah.
You can call him captain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
An admiral can call a captain and under him skipper. That's fine. There's nothing he can do about it. But a lowly, blue shirt. No.
We call our captain, and now I'm talking about. Let's confuse it even more. I'm talking about the 03 rank of captain in the Marine Corps. We would call our captain skipper, or even the first lieutenant of the platoon commander. Hey, skipper, let's blah 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 blah. And they liked it. They felt flattered.
Especially because they were a lot thinner than the skipper on Gilligan's Island, I'm sure.
Of course. Alan Haley Jr.
Yeah. So where is everybody? I mean, we're just Navy. Where's our Marine Corps? Where's our Army? Where's Space Force, for God's sake?
Space Force. I sent the link in the green room of Good Morning Comics Gate. That's how Darren got the link. And maybe some people might come on. I don't know. What about the chat? Have mighty people in the chat, have you served in the military? 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Or
what's interesting is
write your branch in the chat if you.
Yeah, your branch too, a branch of service.
And we'll even allow Coast Guard and National Guard.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because when I was in, of course, this is before the development of the Department of Homeland Security, where you only had 4 branches, and the Coast Guard was not one of them, and now we have to grudgingly call them military. Even though they're really more of a police force. Yeah.
I gotta say this though, Darren.
Well, we thank you all for coming in anyway. If you haven't served, that's great. Thanks for supporting the military, the branches. God bless you all.
I remember, though, one time when I was on the Bristol County as cargo, not crew, we were tied up at 32nd Street Pier.
Cool.
And I watched the Coast Guard cutter come in, and those sailors knew their shit so much better than our boys did.
Yeah. Well, their Coast Guard cutter is about the biggest thing that they have.
Them boys is real sailors, is what I'm saying to you, though.
Yeah, we call them puddle pirates.
Yeah.
Puddle pirates.
not to their face, of course.
Sometimes,
Coast Guard,
if there's enough of us, I mean.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Coast Guard.
I too.
I got a lot of respect for some of the National Guard guys are tough as nails, and a lot of them, because of the war on terror, saw more combat than I could ever dream of. So they get my respect too.
Yeah, my boat was on interdiction a couple of times when I was in, and we had to work with the Coast Guard, and they were the ones that we had to tell them, okay, get this fucker over here. He's suspicious, So I mean, and they're the ones that made the arrests, and so, we're like, all we did was we were just their surveillance eyes. And
keep in mind, guys, if you're hearing this, that means the Coast Guard was literally the boarding party. They would board
Right.
foreign
Mhm.
flag ships or even American flag ships
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, put your
Mhm.
hands up, or I'm gonna shoot
Yeah.
you."
Yeah. Yeah. Sea cops is what they kind of are.
Oh, yeah.
But when I first got out of basic training, went to New London Groton Submarine School. I was in my civvies and I was at the mall there back when people used to go to malls. And there was a Coast Guard cadet there window shopping. I didn't know the uniform from anything. I thought she was a flight attendant, and I asked her.
Yeah.
I started talking to her. I said, "So what airline do you work for?" And she, looks at me flatly. I'm a Coast Guard cadet, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Happy shopping."
And that, by the way,
Shopping.
was the last time Darren spoke to a woman.
Yes, pretty much. Yes. Now listen. I have nothing but respect for the vagina creatures.
Of course.
Oh,
Love them.
ouch.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
All right, I got to warm my coffee up. I'll be right back, guys. Because I'm a true sailor. I need coffee.
You need some coffee. Right on, man.
Yeah.
Woo.
Now,
Right.
now I was in Trepang. We spent almost 10 of the 12 months of the 1997 underwater. So,
Oh, wow.
we don't, it's not unheard of that you're at sea underwater for a couple of months. Of course, ballistic missile submarines go out for 6 months at a time.
Oh, yeah.
And really comes out to about 5.5 months, but still, that's. But those submarines are big enough to accommodate. They're a little more comfortable. They have ice cream machines and soda fountains and things like that on board.
Ice
We didn't
cream
have that
machines?
shit.
We had an
Yeah,
ice
they have
cream
a
machine on
soft serve ice cream
serve.
machine.
Woo.
Yes. No, we didn't have that. We just had bug juice. We didn't have soda.
Oh, yeah. We had plenty of
Yeah.
bug juice on board. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, bug juice is kind of the Navy or military word for Kool-Aid,
It's like-
which in
like
our
Kool-Aid.
case it was
Yeah.
Crystal Light for us. It was
I think
we
had some
also
of
we
that
also
too.
used it to clean with.
It is. It's abrasive enough.
Yeah.
You can clean it.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
no doubt there.
Hmm.
I tell you.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, we had some really good cooks on board. I mean, breakfast every day was superb. And,
I sneezed
Oh,
so
yeah.
hard I popped my back.
oh, man. You back okay?
Whoa! Needed that.
Yasuka.
Mm.
But,
Cheers.
I was first introduced to the Southern breakfast on Trepang. Oh, I don't have my cup in front of me. Sorry. Let me go get one.
You were talking about, though, Darren, your what'd you call it? Ass coffee?
Yeah, boat ass. Yeah,
Boat
Boat
all
ass
the time.
coffee. Yeah.
In fact, one day I decided to make my own coffee,
Uh-huh.
and I brought it in a thermos because we were
Uh-huh.
going to go on a tiger cruise. And I'm
Oh,
sitting there by the fathometer, and Chief Wells, who was a torpedoman chief at the time, he was sitting at the ballast control panel. Salty, guy pushing 40 years in.
Yeah.
He wanted some coffee, and he saw that I had a thermos, and he holds up his coffee cup to me, and I'm like, okay, I'll give you some. This was like rose petal flavored coffee, right?
Oh,
Oh,
my
It was like
wow.
it was the gayest shit I could find at Gloria Jean's. I poured him the coffee and he drinks. He goes, "What in blazes did you give me?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's Gloria Jean. You gave me this foo coffee." And he was so disgusted. but you know what? He drank it because he needed
Darren,
it.
I'm so disappointed in you. Go get your coffee.
He never asked me for coffee again.
So every now and then, here at home, I'll get a craving. Now I drink coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. Everybody that knows me knows that.
Oh, sure.
At least 3 pots a day.
Wow. That much?
Yes. Now, in fairness, I split the first pot with the wife.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah. Oh,
But I prefer to drink really good coffee. But every now and then, I'll get a craving for some of that MRE coffee. So I got the closest I can get is go get some like instant and make myself a little cup of that. And it's an entirely different thing. It doesn't taste like coffee. It tastes like its own thing. And I love
There
it.
we go.
that's cool.
All right. Cheers,
Oh, that's a
shipmate.
nice mug. Cheers. Happy Veterans Day to all.
Right.
And your coffee. Yes.
Yes. Yes, this is my Highlander grog cup.
There can only be one. Better to burn up than to fade
Tim
away.
Olson's in the chat. He says, "You see water. That's how my dad got out of making coffee." Well, look, we put salt in our coffee. In
Yeah.
the Navy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's still
Just a little bit,
easy
though, a
water.
pinch just to take the edge off. Because salt is a flavor enhancer if you
Right.
don't use too much of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Scarlet Fever says, I believe my dad was on the USS Enterprise when he was in the Navy. Well, thanks
There
for
you
his
go.
service, Scarlet.
Yep.
Thank you.
My grandfather was in the Navy, and then he was in the Army. And in the Army, he was a photographer, photojournalist for Stars and Stripes. And
Oh, yeah.
he was there. He took a tour of the Nimitz when it was relatively new, and he didn't like it. He called it the numbnuts.
Yeah, I've heard that
But
too.
I think that he didn't like Chester Nimitz, though. I think that was really the reason why. Maybe he met him, maybe he thought he was an asshole or something. But I mean, it's a fine ship, always has been.
Yeah,
You know,
speaking of
you guys
Chester-
know the lore behind why they put salt in coffee, though.
No.
All right, I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
share it with you.
Okay.
All right, you all know that the chiefs on Liberty will go out and drink just as hard as the lower ranks will.
Yeah.
And yet somehow they always look shaved pink, scrubbed, and neat. All right. Hot, salty water is an emetic. It will make you throw up.
Mm.
So the
Oh,
Chiefs would oversalt their coffee, slug it down to get the caffeine, and then they would yak and get all the alcohol out of their systems, and then go jump in the shower and shave themselves pink and get on deck and look fresh as a daisy. And that's where it came from.
Wow.
Oh,
Bulimic.
wow.
That's the lore anyway. I don't know if
Yeah.
there's any truth to that or not, but if it ain't right, like one of my chiefs used to say, if that ain't right, it sounds right. Or wait, no, he'd say, if that ain't right, it ought to be.
On submarines, there's a position that's unique to submarines called COB, Chief of the Boat. He's the
Cobb.
senior most enlisted man, Cobb. Yeah, and he's the liaison between the dozen or so commissioned officers on board and the rest of the crew. And our Cobb, or when I first arrived on board, I'll say his name. He was Master Chief Boucher, and Master Chief Boucher had done 4 years in the Marine Corps before joining the Navy, and then going subs and everything. And he looked like a Marine in a chief's uniform. He maintained some of the same physical standards of the Marine Corps, and he looked different than all the other. When you lined them all up, and the chief, there's one of these guys doesn't belong. One of these guys has a tailored uniform, and he's got the body of a 19-year-old, and
Yeah,
yet the face of a Marine with he had red hair with a flat top.
Oh, wow.
And he was one of those guys who could outdrink everybody, but then in the morning, clear-eyed. And I'm wondering now if he did that trick that you talked about there, Doc.
Probably
because,
did.
Quite possibly.
we just thought he was superhuman.
Now,
That's all we.
Corpsmen have their own way of getting around that shit. I was a corpsman, and there were quite a few times when I was a little too reluctant to give up the night and had duty the next morning. So what you do is you haul your hungover ass, or sometimes still drunk ass, into sick bay, and you give yourself a shot of Compazine. You start an IV of normal saline and glucose on yourself, and you huff pure oxygen for as long as you can get away with it.
Yes.
And it won't completely sober you up and knock a hangover out, but it'll come a long way toward doing that.
Yes. If you found yourself, go ahead and read that. That's fine. Bonus points.
Yeah, bonus points to anyone who can explain what a side boy does in the Navy.
I can answer that question.
But let me tell this first. We have on board Trepang we had Machinery 1, which was one of the two machinery rooms that we had, and it was the room that had the O2 generator in it. And many a times, sailors would come back after not wanting to give up the night too much, and what they would do is they would remove an aperture on the vent for that, and they would stick their face in there and get pure oxygen. They'd inhale deeply until they were almost going to pass out, and that removed the hangover. Of course, what you had to do after that was wash your face, because you have all this oxygen clinging to your skin on your face. Well, one guy didn't do that. He went up to he went to the smoke pit and lit his cigarette, and his face caught fire for a flash, and it was fully on fire for like a second before it went out. And yeah, he had, but it amounted to a very bad sunburn on his face after that. But after that happened,
Yeah, but you don't need to shave.
yeah,
It's an instant shave.
singed his eyebrows, burnt his eyelashes, things like that. But after that, they really policed that Machinery One. The whoever was on watch down there was under strict instructions that not happen again. And so yeah.
All right, so Darren, get ready to check me on this one and see if I'm right. A side boy, first of all, it has two meanings. The one the Navy currently uses and where it's derived from. Side boy is literally an honor guard for officers or senior enlisted when they are retiring or when you are welcoming aboard a dignitary on a ship.
Yeah.
But where it comes from, the side boy in the Age of Sail was the cabin boy when he wasn't in the cabin. He was the errand runner for the captain of the ship. Am I right,
Yeah.
Darren?
I believe you are correct, Sa.
Ding, ding, ding. Congratulations.
I am the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a doctor. Woo, says Darren. All right. There you go.
See, this was the thing. Even though I was in the FMF, you gotta know that when we were wearing our woodland camos and we had to go main side to our naval headquarters to get our supplies, we would get shit from sailors, right? So you had to know your naval lore. And so I spent a lot of time listening to old salty chiefs tell sea stories. So yeah, I learned a lot of naval lore from those guys. I paid attention.
Absolutely.
My sonar supervisor was a first class petty officer, and he made chief while on board. And we were friends. We were talking about this, and of course, the chief's quarters has their own little ceremony, testing ground for that. It's more of a formality. It's not. It's not. But he wanted to do it, of course, because it's ceremonial. Yes, Navy's full of ceremonies that aren't official, and this is one of them. Yeah. And one of the things that he had to do was sing the second verse of Anchors Away, and he's like, "There's a second verse to Anchors Away." Because the only part we ever use is that first part.
No,
Yeah, I know. And he had to sing it a cappella, and he's like. He had to go to it was like, when we pull into port, I gotta find out where that base library is, because there's a library on board on the base, and see if I can find the second lyric, because there was no internet back then, right? There was we had internet, but it was tiny compared to what it is now. And he's like, there is a second verse to Anchors Away. Been in the Navy for 16 years, didn't know that.
But Apex, now, being that you were on a carrier, are you a shellback?
Yeah. I had to initiate before being a shellback. We had to go through, the counterclockwise. So when you flush the toilet, you go to I can't think of the damn name. The
Coriolis effect.
Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
And we're WOGs before you're shellback. Yeah, we're WOGs.
Mm-hmm.
So we had our initiations on board when we went to the Southern Hemisphere toward Australia.
We had now we didn't go anywhere near the equator on the
equator.
I was on when I was cargo.
Yeah.
But a second class on the Bristol County, I don't know what his rating was, because we were in dungarees. They were in dungarees. But he called his sergeant in my Marine unit a pollywog. And that Marine stopped and looked at him and said, "What the hell did you call me?" And he was about to punch him.
Your shellback sailor after the initiation.
Yeah, shellback was the second most involved one that we did. There's Order of the Ditch when you go through the Straits of Gibraltar. There's Order of the Dragon, I think, is International Dateline. We had that.
Wait, I thought Order of the Ditch was the Panama Canal.
That's right, Order of the Ditch. Yeah, you're right, Panama Canal. And then I can't remember what the Gibraltar one. Order of the Rock. That's what it was, because the Rock of Gibraltar. Yep. All right. So yeah, I got them mixed up. I have the cards in my wallet somewhere, but the one that was the most challenging though is Blue Nose, and that's where you go above the Arctic Circle. and something that pretty much only submarines can do. So
Yeah.
we did that, and
Isn't there one
you
for
surf
going
it.
under the ice cap? Isn't there one for that?
We never got that far up, but we were definitely, above the Arctic Circle, so we would do that. Blue Nose is where the submarine surfaces through the ice if it can find a plenty of delineation,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the people who are participating run out of the ship in their skivvies and shower shoes in that North Pole, grab a chunk of ice, carry it down onto the boat with them, and then sit in the shower and have to sing while somebody's spraying water on them.
Yeah, no,
And
I'm not doing that.
the doc is there monitoring your vitals the whole time and everything.
I'm not doing that.
And yeah. So
Yeah.
that was that's a fun one.
Well, Caleb Reynolds says the Navy is very important. That's how we get troops anywhere. I love reading about ships from 1910 and 1940. Caleb, do you watch Drakenfell on YouTube, the naval historian?
Yeah.
If not, highly recommend. It's from the Age of Sail all the way through to the missile era. He stops there.
Wow.
Yeah, he doesn't. He stops with nuclear powered ships. And part of the reason why is because, and I understand this completely, he can't get information about nuclear powered ships.
Right.
But he can understand.
He's an engineer,
Yeah.
so he only speaks about what he knows because he's not a nuclear engineer.
Right.
Yeah,
and
he's the most knowledgeable dude, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what's great about it. You can know everything there is to know about any ship made before the nuclear era at this point in history. You can understand every aspect of its propulsion and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's why his knowledge level stops there. But yeah. It's,
also,
he's
in fairness to the guy, interest. He's not interested in anything in the missile and nuclear era. And I get that.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, this guy will sit there live on a stream for 3 hours and answer in detail anything you ask him in that era. What was the rope weave length and the blah, blah, blah hemp on the blah, blah, blah era of whatever? And he goes, well, traditionally they were using hemp and cotton fiber and blah, blah, blah. I've never seen anything like it off the top of his head.
Oh,
yeah. He's also a huge Star Trek fan. He did a series of Q&As with another British YouTuber now called Venom Geek Media 98. And he knew everything about the Dominion War on Star Trek Deep Space Nine and everything. He is,
he's a nerd.
And he is a ship guy. It was jaw dropping. Imagine talking about Star Trek details the way he talks about actual real world Navy details. He doesn't just know the American fleet either. He knows French fleet, British fleet, Italian fleet. Wow.
You have to watch for a long time, but he's got a little bit of a prejudice toward the Royal Navy over the American Navy. Yeah, but he can't help it. He's British, So.
Yeah, we expect that. We would expect that from him.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's a great channel. Highly recommend.
What's the name of the channel again?
Drakenfell. Drakinefel.
Yeah, and Drakenfell, I believe, means dragon in the mountain in whatever language that's in. I don't know if that's German. I don't think it's German. It might be
it's Nordic, I think.
Nordic, okay. Teutonic.
Well, I mean, one of the Nordic. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Speaking of the Royal Navy,
look that up, Darren. You're right there. Bang your keyboard.
Yeah, get the link to that. See if we can find it. Anyway,
you want the link to the channel? I'll tell you what. I'll get the link to the channel if you'll look up what Drakenfell means.
Motherfucker. Okay.
That'd be cool.
Give me just a moment.
But yeah, let's see. Part of my crew on the Nimitz, we were partying with these Royal Navy guys. Man, they had beer on their ships. We couldn't have beer on our ships.
Oh yeah,
right.
The freaking Canadians.
Yeah,
they
man.
had they had diesel submarines with bars on board. They would run to our package store and just stock up, and we're watching them load that shit onto their submarine, going, maybe I should switch fleets.
Yeah, man.
Okay, Drakenfell. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Caleb says ships evolved so much, a change of armaments. We do ships a lot different than other countries. The evolution of air defense was very important in the Pacific. Yeah, you're right. Oh, here it is, right here. Drakenfell.
Yeah, it means dragon in the mountain in German.
Okay.
Dragon in the mountain.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Which is a Teutonic language, so yes, once again, Doc was right, even though he said it wasn't German. He said it was Nordic, and
I do
that's
the best I
broadly
can.
Ding,
that's
ding, ding,
Broadly
ding, ding.
Teutonic.
Correct, sir.
So yes, his record is still spotless.
Oh,
The
congrats,
link is
Doc.
in the private chat.
Okay.
Apex.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll find that.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh,
Okay,
look,
here it is.
Caleb beat me to it. Right on, brother.
Oh my God.
There you go, Caleb.
Way to go. Yeah, Caleb's right there. Yeah, he got the link.
I tell you, another
Where's the link?
historian I like is Mark Feltman. Mark Feltman Productions. Great World War II history.
Mm,
And of course, the legendary Victor Davis Hanson, who is a classicist, so his history is all the way back to the ancient world,
hmm
Greece, Rome, etc. Dude is smart as hell.
oh, wow.
I like listening to people who actually have horsepower between their ears.
That really helps. You'll learn some things.
Like, we've all met that one person who is what's up, Omer? We've all met that one person who's like, they know everything about this one little niche thing.
hmm
Those people don't interest me.
Hey, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's the Ubermensch.
The people that really know their shit about a lot of shit or a broad topic, those are the people that impress me.
Oh man, no kidding.
Well, Michael Crichton was one of those guys.
No, it's Gene Roddenberry. He
Yeah.
did serve in the Navy, correct?
No, I
know.
think he was Air Force.
Is Air Force?
He was Air
Okay.
Force.
Yeah,
I
I
think he was
didn't-
Air
I don't know.
Force. Yeah. Interesting that he chose though a Navy format for his ships
Yeah.
in Star Trek. But yeah,
All the details.
Even though he didn't stick with it properly.
Yeah.
no, he believed he This was interesting. He, for example, famously said he didn't think there were any enlisted people in Starfleet. So even Yeoman Rand, even though she had the title of yeoman, she would have been considered an officer. They would all been astronauts.
Yeah.
But yeah, he let's see here, early career. I know he was a cop too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even care.
Sorry about that.
He was also a little bit of a loony. So,
Yeah. Well, here, let me just do it easy.
Oh,
thank you,
you're welcome.
Omer.
Thank
When
you,
people thank you
Welcome.
guys for your service, do you feel awkward? Because I do.
No, it's like you're welcome.
I mean,
I was.
I'm like, it was a job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
you
so
think it
technically, Roddenberry served in the United States Army Air Corps, so it was the pre-Air Force Air Force.
Okay.
So yeah, but no, look, with the era that I served in the '90s, nobody said thank you for your service. In
Right.
fact, there was a lot of, the idea that you join the service because you can't make it in the real world kind of attitude. Especially, this is during the Clinton years when, pop culture was telling us that we didn't need things like submarines anymore. The Soviet Union had fallen.
What did they
Let's-
know?
let's-
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. And then 9/11 happens, of course, and suddenly, once again, just like in World War II, our heroes are in uniform, and I usually get taken aback by that. And it's the Vietnam guys who really get
Yeah. They a lot of shit.
shaken up when you say that. Guys like my dad who
Bunch of
had
hippies.
to had
Now,
to wear a
Apex-
wig.
Apex, you're
Had to
like
wear a
me.
wig in the
You were-
airport.
You were Cold War under Reagan, right?
Under actually George Bush.
Oh, okay. I served under Reagan.
Yeah,
No such thing then, Jack. It was loud and proud, baby.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Get your ass together, guys. We got a war to do.
we're gonna go and kick the shit out of the commies, boys.
Yeah, I part of the reason why I joined the service was to get away from the Clinton America.
Yeah.
He was elected in '92, and I joined in '94. And
Do you know the Navy peaked at 600 and some odd ships under Reagan?
mhm.
Clinton took us down to 300.
Oh,
The Clinton
God.
administration did more damage, destroyed more ships than every enemy we've ever fought.
God.
300
I remember
ships.
I remember that when because of the Clintons, we had to give up our 45s for topside watch and had to switch to Beretta 9mm. And we're like, how am I supposed to stop an impassioned savage wearing a vest made of grenades from getting down below the boat with a 9mm. You know, it's like if I hit him anywhere in his body with a 45, the fucker will go down.
Yes.
But with a 9mm, you have to like aim for organs and shit. You know, it's like.
So did you,
was,
Darren, and Apex? I don't know if you would have, but Darren, did you do ship self-defense training?
Yeah, we did.
Do you remember
Repel
the
borders.
contractors who did the training?
We didn't have contractors do it. We had naval personnel train us on that, gunners mates and things like that from surface ships. The thing is, though, the submarine is such a unique environment in the Navy. For example, just as an example, what we were trained to do, because the most popular weapon for repelling a boarder on a submarine was our Mossberg cruiser shotguns.
Yep.
And what you were supposed to do, because all the decks were metal, is aim it about 2 to 3 feet in front of them on the deck, and then the ricochet would take them out at the knees, and then that would do minimal damage to all the equipment surrounding the passageway, because you're basically walking in between computers and things like that on board. That was what they, and you don't do that on another kind of ship because
Well, the reason I ask is I had a friend. Well, I mean, he's still a friend, but we haven't spoken in quite a while. His name is Merritt Cruzan. Merritt was a Green Beret. He was at Operation Honey Badger. The failed attempt to rescue the hostages in '79 from Iran. Super decorated guy, just freaking brilliant operator. He worked for a company called Surgical Shooting Incorporated when he got out, and their job was training sailors on repelling boarders and protesters and terrorists and shit.
Yeah.
And he invented a drill that drove the Navy crazy, and it was the balloon drill. Some of the balloons had helium, some of them didn't, but they'd be all through the boat. The blue ones were friendly, the red ones were enemies. You had to shoot the red ones and never hit a blue one going from compartment to compartment. And they freaking hated the thing because, you know, the air conditioning on ships, pretty forceful. So they're blowing around and moving, and they're moving targets, and it's flashing lights and whatever. It was a nightmare scenario.
Yeah. And on a lot of ships, it's the Marine Corps that provide the security on board more than the gunners' mates. So I'm sure there was some,
Yeah, but that was the whole point of the ship's self-defense training was, you know, the Marine Force can get overwhelmed by numbers. So every sailor had to be qualified to defend the ship, which is a good thing. I think they need to go back to doing that if they're not.
One of the things that's changed in the surface fleet that I'm aware of is when I was in order to be on a submarine, you had exactly 9.5 months basically to qualify to get what's on my hat here, the Dolphins, the
See your hat.
These are called Navy Dolphins, but what they are the U.S. Submarine Warfare Designator, and this is something you would wear on your over your ribbons, and you had to be qualified in order to be on a submarine. You had so many months to do it, and if you couldn't get qualified, then you were out. You went to the surface fleet, and at the time, the surface fleet equivalent is called ESWAS. Enlisted Warfare Specialist, and they same worn in the same position on the chest. It has 2 sabers and it has a.
So we just call that SW, Surface Warfare.
Yeah. Well, when I was in, Surface Fleet didn't have to qualify that.
Right.
So
it was optional.
So you had chiefs, master chiefs that didn't have that had been on ships all their life. It was that inessential, and as I think in the last year I was in, we started hearing rumblings that, hey, they're making that, they're making ESWAS mandatory for surface sailors, and we were like, and we were hearing them complain about it, and we're just like, oh,
yeah,
that's so terrible. It's like, you give yourself another give yourself another shiny thing to put on your chest. It's fine, even just for that. A lot of guys would do it. That's how.
If I had been stupid enough. No offense, to join to be a submariner, I promise you I would have deliberately failed my quals to get booted the fuck off. I do not want to be here, sir.
Man, it's all volunteer. That's another thing. They require continuous informed consent all along the way while you're in training and when you get to your first boat and everything. So it's the idea is that prevents that from happening, you know.
Yeah.
But we had guys that got on the board of the boat and said, "Fuck this," and one of them was even a Marine.
Yep.
One of them was a Marine who was in the Marine Corps for 4 years, got out, joined the military, and of course Boucher, the Cobb, was really interested in him because they could share stories on a couple different levels. But he didn't like the life on board. Within 2 months, he claimed he had claustrophobia, and the doc signed the paperwork and got him sent to the surface fleet because I don't know if he really was claustrophobic or not, but it's a volunteer service, right?
Well,
so
Darren knows this story, right? So
Mhm.
a friend of mine was on the USS Bremerton. It was a Los Angeles class attack submarine, and they tied up alongside in Charleston, and I got invited to go and have dinner on board. I went. The fact that I was already underwater when I sat down to eat wigged me out so bad that to this day, I don't know what I ate. I don't remember the conversation. I just remember I got to get the fuck off this thing. I was never so happy to walk back out in fresh air in my life. I'm like, nope, nope, never doing that.
Wow.
All right, fellas, I do have to go. I have a job, so I do have to go.
All right.
But, thank you for having me, Apex.
Absolutely, man. Whenever you want to come on with Demifoot, let me know.
Okay.
DM me on X, and
I will
we'll have you on.
All right.
Okay.
And Darren, I'll
Thank
see you
you.
tomorrow, buddy.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right.
Happy
Good
Veterans
to see you,
Day.
Darren. Happy Veterans Day. Bye. Man, that was enlightening. Some good stories there. Woohoo,
Yeah,
man.
anytime you get veterans in a room, the stories begin to flow.
They do. That's why I have this veteran show.
I've got a buddy here locally that we were friends after I got out of the Navy and before he went in.
Yeah.
So he went in probably 3 or 4 years after we had been buddies, and his rating was one of those 3-letter ones. Now, you guys that don't know, a rating in the Navy is the initials before your rank. So, like a hospital corpsman, petty officer second class is an HM2.
Yeah.
Well, he had 3 letters, and I never knew what they were except that he dealt with classified radar shit on a frigate, and he was on that same frigate, Apex, for 6 years.
Hey.
So when they asked him if he wanted to re-up, he said, "Are you out of your fucking mind? I asked to get transferred off this boat 1,000 times, and y'all kept making me stay. I'm not signing nothing." So he got out, and but he was a true blue water sailor on a frigate, smallest boat we got.
That's right.
But he'll come over and we'll tell each other the same sea stories we've heard each other tell each other a billion times. And then we'll laugh at them as though that's the first time we heard them, because that's what you do.
That's right, man. Whoa.
He tells one about a guy named Chief Leaks that was on his boat who had brain damage. He had gotten injured some kind of way and literally had brain damage, and it screwed with his brain so much so that it messed with his personality. So he had intermittent explosive anger and would just lose his shit.
Wow.
And everybody just kind of took it in stride. He's not really angry. That's just his brain malfunctioning. But Bailey, that's my buddy, he didn't know that the first time it happened. And he worked in a classified compartment, so you had to have a code to get in the door. And that chief started going off on him, and he's like, "Nah!" And he ran away, went to his work compartment, locked the door, so that chief couldn't get him.
Hey, Mike Walters. Happy Veterans Day. All dropping in, like, share, and say hi. Thank you, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh God. So yeah,
Wow.
Good times.
Good times, man. It just flows. Like we're on the ocean like that, and I love the nighttime. We see bioluminescence in the water. Everything glows in the dark. For people who don't know what bioluminescence is, it's where it's like the a neon light on the surface of the water from underwater. You get eels, you get all kinds of little sea creatures. They illuminate the water on each side of the ship. I remember
Yeah, the
seeing that.
wake of
It's
the ship
the wake.
stirs up some kind of photoplankton,
Photoplankton. Yeah, thank you.
so they
Yeah.
glow. But
Mhm.
the thing that blew my mind was with no moon in the sky, the starlight is bright enough to read a book by on the day.
Yeah, it's true.
Holy smokes! I've never seen stars like that before. Like
Yeah,
I've been in the desert. People go, "Oh, you never see stars like in the desert." Yeah, go to sea.
go see a lot more.
Yeah,
You got the reflection of the water with the moon and the stars.
but now
They
keep in
threw that
mind
up.
though, my experience with being on the water was very limited. Most of my time was in the mud,
Oh,
crawling around with my Marines. So
mm.
it's the smell of cordite and sweat and skin so soft bug repellent. Those are the smells and CS gas. Those are the smells I associate with my service.
Wow.
It's like, oh, the stars at night. What stars? I can't see through this jungle canopy that I'm crawling under.
Wow.
But you do learn things like when you're walking through the swamp and you hear something go, oh, that's a big ass gator. Go the other way.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
those are the things you learn.
Woo! It's ready for dinner. Wait, run away, run away. Wow.
We had a public works team out using a bulldozer to cut the fire breaks back into the training area at Paris Island. The combat training area, they call it the Crucible now. We call it the Field Training Unit when I was there. Is the old World War II airstrip. It's overgrown. It's a jungle, but it's a very dry jungle in the summer, so the underbrush catches fire very easily. So they put in fire breaks, and they ran over a gator, killed him.
Oh,
Well, we went and harvested the tail, Jack, and we cooked that bad boy, and that was good eating.
you gotta salvage some of that for dinner, man.
Absolutely right.
Apex Comics. In the vein that we are talking about Veterans Day, I know I will likely be getting in a chance to watch some Private Snafu cartoons soon enough. All right, enjoy yourself. Private Snafu. Here you are. Private Snafu. I don't think I've heard of that.
I've
Is that
heard of
like
it.
a? Huh.
Now let's see. There's
Oh, by Chuck
Snafu,
Jones. Okay.
there's Snafu, Tarfu, and Fubar.
Oh,
So
right.
Snafu stands for situation normal, all fucked up. Fubar is fucked up beyond all recognition.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
Temp.
Tarfu. Things are
Tarfu.
really fucked up. Situation. Tarfu.
Created by Chuck Jones at the Giesel, also known as Dr. Seuss. What era was that? The 50s that came out?
Seems like it was.
Yeah, I think so. This cartoon is shorts produced during World War II. Okay. Oh, wow. It's amazing. World War II was like 80 years ago. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Damn.
And I know we're kind of near the same age, so
Yeah.
here's something to keep you awake thinking about. We were in the 80s as close to World War II era as we are now to the 1980s.
Yeah, right? 40 years.
Holy smokes.
That's true. Isn't that wild?
It is. It is.
It's like in the 80s. Oh, the 1940s, that's 40 years ago. That's the
Yeah.
1980s. It's 2025. Oh, that's 40 years ago. It's like
That'll
we're serving World War II, and these other people were in the 80s looking at us, and we served. Hey,
Yeah,
you
that-
guys were in World War II? No,
that's the kind of shit that'll hurt your brain.
it is 80 years.
When
It's
I was
crazy.
in the 80s, I remember watching World War II movies. I was thinking, God, that
Yeah.
was so long ago.
Yeah,
And now here I sit in 2025 and I feel like 1984 was yesterday. You know?
that's 41 years ago. What the hell? Hey, Jenner, I collect my pension. World War II. Wood War. Well,
What I'm saying to you kids is aging happens whether you want it to or not.
yeah, you could deny, but it'll still catch up to you.
A veteran buddy of mine just contacted me this morning, and he was having some medical issues. And he goes, "Yeah, death is just a pussy millennial. Can't even finish the job it started in Iraq all those years ago."
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, dude, that's some serious gallows humor, but okay.
Wow. Hey,
Don't die.
don't die, guys. Oh yeah,
You go
I
ahead.
got your a damn dirty thing. I read it. It was good. It's a
Well,
good book,
thank you.
by the way. Is it
Thank you.
still in demand, or is it closed?
Oh no, it's I got picked up by a publisher and
Oh,
Edgeweaver Books. And as a matter of fact, if you go over to Goodreads and leave me a review, I would appreciate it.
what's the link to that?
Just Goodreads, and then once
Okay.
you're there, just type in a damn dirty thing; it'll take you right to it.
It's like
But
Goodreads.com. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I let's see, the campaign went live with the digital copy last month on the 15th, and then toward the end of the month, the paperback went live.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm
Congratulations.
wherever you buy books, you can get a copy of A Damn Dirty Thing, the novella.
Yeah, I'm glad
Now,
I
did you
got
read the novella or the comic?
the comic.
Oh, okay, all right.
Comic, yeah.
So
That's good.
the novella is even better.
I bet it is. But I like seeing pictures and old cars and people in their fashions, 1940s style, but they have a computer.
Yeah.
That kind of threw me. I was like, well, wait a minute. They got computers? I went, oh, yeah, just still get the 40s look, but
Yeah.
with technology.
The other anachronism is Portia Vance's bikini would not have been allowed on the beach back then.
No.
I took a little liberty with that one.
Oh, you had to. Artistic license.
Yeah. Now, when I first drew that image where she's teasing the guys away from the door,
Yeah.
I drew her in a traditional bikini, but it didn't look sexy. So I'm like, nah, screw that. I'm gonna put a
No,
modern
you gotta
bikini
make it
on.
look sexy. It's for the readers, man. The readers want
Yep,
something
yep.
special. All right, we're going to share. We got Fembat Volume 1. It's on Fund My Comic. Yep, I got 51 backers, 2263, and everyone gets a giant bookmark and a Dan Lawless Fembat training card. We reached those goals. You get a sweet, nice Dan Lawless variant cover on this one. We got the T-shirt and book tier for $40. That's going away Friday, November 14th. So, guys and gals, you have time to get the book and T-shirt tier. Save $15. You get this mine wrap around. There's Omer Glitch's Fembat Seducer T-shirt and the blank sketch cover. I think we're gonna put the color version of the Seducer on the shirt. So I've got to get files from Omer on there, put it on the campaign. Yeah, it's fun. Spent 3 years of my life producing this book. Wrote it, penciled, inked, lettered it. It's all good. You get the Fembat Ultra tier for $190, a $250 value, saved about $60. Yep, and if you want a small Ashcan book, full story, 24 pages. Yep, Enforcer Inc. versus Devastator at $7. You'll love it. Digital, I'm adding some bonuses to the digital tier for $10. If you're international, don't want to pay the postage, I get this digital tier. It's really cool. And beautiful fan art here. Now, Doc, have you drawn a Fembat? You've drawn Fembat before, right?
I did. I sent it to you.
That's right. I need to look at my files and snap that up because any artist who does some Fembat fan art will be. I'm thinking about putting a poster together with all the artists' Fembat fan art on it. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think I'll do that. I'll add a tier like $2,500 tier. I gotta add that to it. That's what I could do. So there'll be a new stretch goal between 2,200 and 3,500. So I got kind of tweak it a little bit on the goals here. But you got it's a go-go dancer Olivia Del Rey gets bit by a vampire at her go-go club. She gains these
Oh, I
vampire
can't.
powers.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She gains these vampire powers, and with some disadvantages, she can't go into daylight. She can't see her reflection in a mirror, and she can't go to church. But she searches 50 years to find this vampire who bit her, wants to kill the vampire, regain back her humanity. And she meets a scientist who creates the Fembat battle armor to enable her to battle monsters, demons, vampires, anything that goes bump in the night, and meets a few friends along the way. Fembat Volume 1, 60 pages, cover to cover. You'll love it. It has some beautiful superhero action, horror, intrigue. So get it today. So I'm going to go ahead and play this beautiful trailer for everyone.
Roll that
Thanks.
beautiful bean footage.
Yes, thanks for your support, everybody who support this campaign. There you go. Thank you. Whoa, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Also, check out Doc Blaylight's. Oh yeah, I got to wrench you. Let me go wrench you.
I
Sorry.
need a wrench, Pilgrim.
Get a wrench. Get a wrench.
You
You're
can
now
literally.
wrenched.
All right,
Bam.
thank you. You can literally though just type in a damn dirty thing anywhere books are sold and get yourself a copy.
Yeah.
But my publisher website is edgeweaverbooks.com. And if you want to get the comic book, it's still up on Fund My Comic.
There it is. Barnes and Noble. Get the damn dirty thing. Here's the link right here. Yes. And guess did you borrow my doc? Yeah.
So it's Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Google Books, and Apple Books.
That's right. Apple Books.
And I just saw another one that I didn't know I was in. I lost it. Let me look again. There was a Bookscape.com.
Bookscape. Oh wow.
Yeah, never heard of them, but okay.
Oh wow. So you're on just the Apple. I mean the oh no wait, what was it? Amazon. So Amazon and what else? Oh, Barnes and Noble.
Amazon, Apple Books,
Apple Books.
Barnes and Noble, Google something or another, and apparently whatever that other place was. Everywhere except Walmart.
Oh yeah, well, Walmart's
Everywhere
a different story.
except you can get yourself a copy of a damn dirty thing.
Yes, everywhere else you can, man. I barely even go to Walmart anymore.
We order from there, but they deliver, like for groceries.
Oh, that's good.
Because screw going shopping, I ain't doing that no more. It's
Oh,
too
yeah?
peoply. It's too peoply out there.
I don't mind it. Yeah, like hanging around with the public every once in a while. That works. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But I remember doing some past artwork based on patriotism. I did this USA Defender. I took
Nice.
the Defender from USA Comics #1 back in 1940. I think it was 41. And I developed my own adventure. And it's a good 16-page adventure plus another 16 pages of the origin of the Defender, which was not revealed in the actual comics. I just made it up You have all these 1940s characters here. You got this Major Liberty, the Wizard, Jack Frost, the Destroyer, Captain Terror, and the Blazing Skull. There's like timely characters.
Nice. Very
So,
nice.
thank you. I did this back in 2010.
That's very good work, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. So I have all the original art and everything. So Doc, before we go, do you have any? Do you know where you're going to be? Where people can find you?
Well, if they like, you can tune in tomorrow on Flip City Magazine YouTube channel and watch Doc's Coffee Shop at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Cool.
Every Wednesday at 1 p.m. And like I said, anywhere books are sold, go get yourself a copy of A Damn Dirty Thing, and I would greatly appreciate it. And leave a review over on Goodreads.com.
Goodreads.com. Thank you. Want to thank to the mighty chat. Thank you for coming in here. Let's go say hello again. All the way up. Gonzo. Yep, we got Saboteur Comics. Thank you. Immortal Rising. Thanks coming in. Caleb, of course. Scarlet Fever. And the list goes on. Oh, Tim Olson. Thank you for coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. A lot of these folks,
yes.
A lot of these folks tune into my show too, so it's good
Mike
to see
Walters.
you. Yep.
Absolutely. All right.
Glitch.
Yeah, Summer Glitch. Today is Tuesday. Almer, are you having a show Tuesday or it's Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. Is Hump Day show. Catch it on YouTube. And Rex, Hex, and Apex. Hex is hosting December, so find out what day we're going to have. I've asked Katie to come on. She wants to be our guest for a Christmas show, Apex, Rex, Hex, and Apex show sometime in December. So stay tuned. All right. And, of course, FanBet Volume 1 on Funimation Comic. And subscribe, like, share, all you know what to do. And if you want to buy me a coffee, there's my Ko-Fi or Ko-fi link on the banner across the screen for channel support. Much appreciated. Thanks, guys, and thank you for the service. You're
Fair
welcome.
wins.
Yes, you're welcome. And Omer Glitch is drawing friends tonight. Caleb, yeah. Tonight, 6 p.m. drawing friends. Catch it. Thank you, guys. Happy Veterans Day. I'm going to go grab some lunch at a restaurant that serves, get some free food.
Same.
Take care, y'all. Peace out.